Yosh, I'm Dominus the Warlord de Bello, here to represent my species. The hell is that? Oh my god! Bald! Bald!
Bald! Bald! Bald!
All right.
Saiyans and Viltrumites, two warrior-focused alien races with cultures based on fighting and conquering planets despite their own planets getting conquered and obliterated, resulting in near extinction. These races are not without their prince and grand regent, respectfully, Vegeta and Thrag. And their bald-headed right-hand men, too, I guess. But seriously, stand ready for their arrival, worms. Because tonight, we have a battle between Nappa, Dragon Ball's short-tempered elite Saiyan warrior, versus Conquest, Invincible's highly ranked and brutally sadistic Viltrumite. This episode will have spoilers for both series. You have been warned. Finally, we will be sticking to the animated series Conquest, and it's time for these two planet-breaking right-hand men to settle it. It's time to Rewind Rumble. Vegeta! How many Cartoon Fight Club episodes have there been about Dragon Ball characters? It's over 8! Blah. Yeah, that sounds about right. We've covered many corners of Dragon Ball's catalog of characters, including Vegeta several times, but we've yet to feature his formidable partner, Nappa. Before the destruction of Planet Vegeta, Nappa served under King Vegeta as a formidable Saiyan elite, and the general in the Saiyan army, which at the time was under the command of Lord Freeza's empire, while also acting as a combat partner to aid Prince Vegeta. That's a lot of Vegetas. You're Vegeta, I'm Vegeta, she's Vegeta, he's Vegeta! Are there any more Vegetas that I should be knowing about? But soon that wouldn't be the case, as Freeza would go on to destroy Planet Vegeta, including King Vegeta and most of the Saiyan race as a whole, fearing that the Saiyan race was growing too big, too strong. But due to the off-world mission that Vegeta and Nappa were along with Raditz, they survived the planet's destruction.
Well, I guess we're pretty lucky, aren't we? It's a good thing we decided to ignore Frieza's order to head home. Now I'll never get to be King Vegeta.
After his race's demise, he, along with Vegeta and Raditz, worked as soldiers directly under Freeza, not knowing about the true destruction of the planet, which led them to Earth finding the Dragon Balls, which are pretty cool, and the rest is kinda history. Quite crazy how Freeza was able to keep his deliberate genocide of an entire planet under wraps. Good job, Freeza! As an elite Saiyan warrior, Nappa's a martial arts master and top-tier ki manipulator. This includes all of the abilities that come with manipulating ki, including flying, extraordinary stamina, shockwave generation, explosion manipulation, and breath attacking. His breath stank! His unique attacks and His unique attacks and equipment include Bomber DX, Break Cannon, Shockwaves, his Scouter, Saiyan Armor, and his container of 6 Cybermen seeds, just to name a few. He also grows stronger every time he fights, which includes actively during the midst of combat, when he's mortally injured. This means Nappa technically has aura, but not the kind you aspire to farm, and more like the aura that Lucario possesses, making Nappa a Pokemon. This makes more sense than you think, as Pokemon have been proven to exist in the Dragon Ball universe, thanks to Team 4 Star's Dragon Ball Z abridged dub and the fact that Toei Animation kept hitting them with copyright. Thank you, Team 4 Star, and thank you, Toei. But to be able to handily take on multiple Z fighters at once is nothing short of impressive, making Nappa at least large planet level in attack potency and power. He can also take similar attacks to what he can dish out, as he completely no-shot Chaozu's self-destruction and took only minimal damage from both Tien's suicide Ki Koho and deflecting Gohan's full-powered Masenko. The guy's durable. He's also quite fast, taken minimal damage from Tien, but also blitzed him with little effort. This would put Nappa's speed at relativistic plus, so not quite light speed, but over half the speed. Piccolo? I believe we can probably get to light speed. This is all just base Nappa, by the way. When Nappa's under a full moon, he then transforms into his Uzaru form, becoming a Great Ape. Nappa cannot truly utilize the form unless he has prep time or is fighting with Vegeta, and unfortunately for Nappa, he's alone in this gladiator-style battle, but he is quite capable of handling this on his own. Overall, Nappa is an elite Saiyan warrior and key manipulation master. He's shown consistent planetary capabilities, relativistic speed, and high levels of skill, though his overconfidence can lead him to a blind rage.
Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted?
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
As here before us is the almighty Viltrumite warrior, ranked one of the highest of all his species, Conquest. Equipped with his Viltrumite suit and cybernetic forearm, he's often deemed the nuclear option among the entire Empire. Although we are sticking to animated series Conquest, that version of him still shares some traits with the comic book Conquest, including origin story, born on the planet Viltrum during the Argol period. Conquest is one of the earliest documented members of the Viltrumite race. He survived through a violent civil war known as the Great Purge period, where the Viltrumites culled their own population, leaving only the strongest warriors to forge a fighting force dedicated to universal domination. Because of this, Conquest has become renowned as a powerful enforcer, second only to the Grand Regent Thrag, excelling in words through overwhelming force, a trait that made him feared even by fellow Viltrumites. He's also one of the few survivors of the Scourge virus, a disease that wiped out almost the entire Viltrumite race. Thanks to his immune system, fortunately survives it, but not without serious weakness and injury, particularly losing one arm and losing complete eyesight in one of his eyes, which is why he has a cybernetic arm. But even with these physical and internal conflicts, his sheer power and sadism still make him a terrifying threat. Conquest not only fights for the Empire, but for the pure ecstasy of the hunt. This is a far contrast from Omni-Man and his conflicted duty to uphold his inner attachment to his human family and Earth. Think, Nolan! Think! But that's all a story for a different video. Now, we're here left to ask, what can this big, intimidating, bald guy do? Quite a lot, actually. As the right-hand aide to that of Thrag, it's possible that Conquest is the second most powerful Viltrumite to ever live behind Thrag himself. He's definitely earned the honor of being coined as one of the most powerful, as Cecil himself stated that he could even take down Nolan. Of course, could and would are two different things. Where we've seen him overpower and gravely injure Mark, Mark himself has proven to keep up somewhat on pace with Nolan, who busted a meteor capable of wiping out Earth. This would make Mark at least small country level. For Conquest to essentially decimate him should also put him on the same track of small country levels of strength, durability, and raw power at minimum, as Mark would have died if Eve didn't interfere with their fight. Both of them can keep on pace with Omni-Man's speed. Omni-Man himself flew from Earth to Thraxa in presumably a month's worth time, going off of Cecil's statement, and also going off of Nuzlocke's statement of Thraxa being a couple galaxies away. That would be 2.723 million light years to travel within 730 hours on a low ball. This would make Omni-Man, thus Conquest, over 32 million times the speed of light. Pretty fast for as big as this guy is. Conquest also demonstrated superb levels of stamina, as even after Invincible making him bleed and burnt by Eve, he showed no signs of stopping or even slowing down, and was still able to crush Invincible's hand. For being 5,000 years old, which means he's got insane levels of experience, by the way, he comes off as being in better shape than Mark himself. And with Season 4 of Invincible just on the horizon, who knows what he'll be capable of upon his recovery. Now, despite just how intimidating, sadistic, and brutally powerful as Conquest is, he's not without his weaknesses. Thanks to his sadism, he often acts as a spectator to his own fights, to the point of even requesting opponents to try and resist him, which, depending on the opponent, could get him in trouble. And as a Viltrumite, high-frequency sound waves cause him intense pain, which is why he wears sensitive equilibriums in his ears to help him maintain flight, but they aren't perfect and can be exploited.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle will take place on Earth, and remember, there is no prep time. Let the battle begin!
Playing too hard, huh? I haven't had enough fun yet. This is great! Fighting weaklings is no fun. Don't make me laugh. Don't you threaten me! Ready for this? You better show me a real good... Feel my Saiyan blood boiling. no fun. Want me to show you more power? Hey, you seem to be having fun.
Hopefully you enjoyed that animation, and if you did, super special thanks to Team Animation Rewind's Isaac X. Bode. I also owe a huge thanks to Coleman from A&K Games for writing the initial script and research of this episode, and a huge special thanks to BTL Video Productions, aka Warlord, for finalizing the script, editing the pre and post analysis, and hosting the episode. Thanks, and enjoy the post analysis.
The Bald and the Geriatric. It looks like Nappa stood ready for Conquest's arrival as he is the winner of tonight's episode. How many times am I going to have to say that line? So while Conquest certainly lived up to his reputation as Viltrum's nuclear option, this is one of those fights where speed and brutality aren't enough to secure a win. After breaking everything down, Nappa is the one walking away from this battle. Yes, Conquest is vastly more experienced, being thousands of years old compared to Nappa's few decades. And yes, he is undeniably faster in terms of raw travel speed. But this fight isn't decided by who can move first, it's decided by who's going to be landing the final blow. That's where Conquest runs into a massive problem. Despite his overwhelming speed and endurance, Conquest lacks a reliable solo win condition against opponents like Nappa. His entire offensive kit revolves around close quarters combat, punches, grapples, and raw physical force. That works extremely well against opponents like Invincible, but it becomes far less effective against a Saiyan, who not only scales higher in raw attack potency, but also has access to ki-based ranged attacks that Conquest simply cannot match. Nappa's ki blasts aren't just city-level shockwaves. Characters significantly weaker than Nappa were already vaporizing moves, and Nappa himself completely no-sold suicide attacks from Chaozu, tanked Tien's Ki Koho, and deflected Gohan's Masenko with minimal damage. Conquest, meanwhile, has already shown vulnerability to extreme energy output, most notably when Adam Eve's attack burned him down to the bone and creating the opening that finally allowed Invincible to finish the fight. That interaction matters. If Conquest could tank planetary-level energy attacks without consequence, this would be a different discussion. But the series itself shows us that enough raw energy can critically injure him, and Nappa's raw output comfortably exceeds that threshold. Speed also doesn't automatically solve this. Conquest can dodge for a time, but he must engage to win. The moment he commits to a close-range battle, he's gambling his life. Unlike Invincible, Nappa doesn't need prolonged exchanges. One clean hit is enough to end the fight, and Nappa has multiple ways to land that hit through explosive shockwaves, wide area ki blasts, and sheer battlefield control. Conquest is faster, Conquest is more experienced, Conquest is more sadistic, but Nappa is stronger, hits harder, and has far more lethal options, and in a fight where both combatants are bloodlusting and going for the kill, that difference decides everything. Nappa only needs one mistake. Conquest needs to fight perfectly. Is it possible Conquest indeed fights perfectly, as he is fast enough to dodge everything? Sure. But what is more probable? Because both outcomes are possible, but only one outcome is more probable than the other. Nappa's victory is more probable, making the winner of this Rumble Nappa.
On the next episode of Rewind Rumble.
Oh no!